Welcome to the Midnight Hour. Last year, on a vacation stopover, I rented a small two-bedroom Airbnb. This place was just a temporary rest point before I reached my main Airbnb for the trip. Upon arrival, everything seemed as expected, clean and empty. After checking the house and leaving my luggage behind, I settled on the couch, feeling a bit drowsy by 8 p.m. A jolt of surprise woke me from my light doze, the doorbell. Alone at night, a young woman like myself is easily startled, especially by strangers. Cautiously approaching the door, I heard muffled whispers from outside. Noticing the lack of a safety lock, a primal flicker of fear danced down my spine. I kept the door shut and called out a greeting, my voice laced with a tremor I tried to conceal. "Hey, we're here for the Airbnb. Can you open the door?" a voice responded. Confusion clouded my mind. I asked loudly for clarification on their claim. He explained that he had a reservation for the night. Knowing this had to be a mistake, I informed him, through the door, that I had the place booked and suggested he contact the owner. His response wasn't exactly pleasant, but under the circumstances, I could understand his frustration. One man left, but the other lingered, requesting again that I open the door to talk. Hesitantly, I considered his request, his voice seemingly believable. However, a surge of caution, honed from years of navigating big cities alone, made me improvise. Hoping to deter him if his intentions were malicious, I claimed my husband would be there shortly to sort things out. Silence followed. No departing footsteps. Unease gnawed at me. Peeking through a small curtained window near the door, I witnessed a chilling sight. The man I spoke with stood by his car, but the picture of normalcy dissolved as I looked further down the driveway. A group of 5 shadowy figures lurked there, hidden as if waiting for a cue. Their faces were obscured by scarves or hats, and the situation, considering the city I was in, screamed gang. Panic surged through me, a cold dread replacing the initial shock. Backing away from the door, I fought back hyperventilation and rushed to the bedroom for my phone. The house seemed to echo with approaching footsteps, a sound that sent shivers down my spine. Like a pack of wolves circling their prey, I imagined unseen figures moving around the house. Seeking refuge, I dialed 911 from the bathroom, striving to maintain calmness despite the rising terror. The operator, instructing me to stay quiet, assured me help was on the way. Minutes stretched into an eternity as I listened to the sounds of movement outside. Then, the horrifying crack of splintering wood, the front door had been forced open. Tears streamed down my face as I muffled my sobs with my hand. The intruders rummaged through the house, their presence drawing closer to the bathroom door. A single attempt at the handle was followed by retreating steps. The looting continued until sirens pierced the night, sending the group scattering. By the time the police arrived, the place was empty. My luggage was gone, my car window shattered and its contents stolen. An officer, sharing details about recent break-ins by large groups, offered some comfort. Apparently, their aim wasn't violence, but theft. This, he explained, was likely why they left me unharmed in the bathroom. Regardless of their intentions, the experience was terrifying. The physical violation of my temporary haven and the helplessness I felt during the ordeal left an indelible mark. While the incident might not have been directly related to the Airbnb itself, it has undeniably heightened my anxiety about staying at any unfamiliar Airbnb, especially abroad. Now, when I consider using Airbnb, the image of those shadowy figures lurking in the driveway inevitably flashes through my mind, casting a long shadow over the concept of a cozy home away from home. Last year, I embarked on a solo trip to Salt Lake City. Vacations were a rarity for me, usually shared experiences with family. This time, it was different, a chance to explore and unwind on my own. While some might find solitude strange, for me, it was a welcome change. After scouring listings online, I settled on a charming Airbnb, surprisingly more affordable and appealing than the hotels. The trade-off? A slightly longer commute into the city center, which, with my own car, wasn't a major concern. Arriving at 6 a.m. on a Sunday, I buzzed in using the code provided by the owner. Stepping inside, I was pleasantly surprised. The space, though modest, offered a well-equipped kitchen and a comfortable bedroom, all I truly needed. The 10-hour drive took its toll, and I quickly surrendered to the couch, turning on the TV. Silence beckoned, a welcome change from the usual city noise. Sleep came swiftly, but my internal clock betrayed me, waking me around 7 p.m. Checking the time, I noticed the TV remained stubbornly on, a relic of my pre-sleep slumber. Reaching for the remote to shut it off, I got up, parched, and headed towards the kitchen for some water. As I walked from the living room, a sudden, cold breeze brushed past me. Squinting through tired eyes, I saw a sight that sent chills down my spine, the front door, wide open. Panic surged through me. Locking the door was a clear memory, making the sight before me utterly unsettling. This wasn't a case of forgetfulness. I distinctly remembered double-checking to ensure the Airbnb was secure. Approaching cautiously, I closed the door, straining to hear any sounds of an unwelcome presence. While not a giant, I was tall and fit, and unless the intruder sported a weapon, I felt a sliver of confidence in fending them off. Grasping a kitchen knife for added security, I embarked on a silent exploration, checking every corner of the house. The absence of anyone deepened the mystery. Confused and unsettled, I texted the homeowner, inquiring about any expected visitors and explaining the open door. Given the late hour, I wasn't hopeful for an immediate reply. Securing every door in the house, I made another, more alert sweep before finally succumbing to sleep. However, the calmness of the previous night had vanished. A sound from outside the bedroom door shattered the silence. Frozen in fear, I waited, unsure of the source or the intruder's intentions. Logic intervened. The only person with access was the homeowner. This unwelcome thought transformed into a theory, a creepy homeowner who enjoyed spying on his Airbnb guests. Mustering my courage, I reached for my phone on the nightstand, ready to dial 911. A sudden movement, a flurry of footsteps retreating from the door towards the front of the house. The intruder, whoever it was, had been right by the door the entire time. Terror surged through me. The call to 911 went through, but the silence stretched on. The intruder had vanished. Shaken but determined to salvage the rest of my trip, I found a hotel for the remaining days. Surprisingly, the Airbnb owner offered a full refund, successfully proving his innocence. A kind elderly man, his concern only deepened the creepiness of the situation. The fear was amplified by the realization that it wasn't the owner, it was a complete stranger. How they gained entry and their motives remain a mystery, sending chills down my spine even today. The most unsettling image. Waking up to the open door, the knowledge that someone had entered the house, observed me sleeping, and then, who knows what. The experience left an indelible mark, a stark reminder that vigilance is necessary even in seemingly secure places. While solo travel has its appeal, staying at an Airbnb alone might be an experience I forego in the future. The potential dangers lurk everywhere, and while this incident could have been much worse, it's a cautionary tale that will forever color my perception of solo adventures in unfamiliar spaces. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment.